I
you
don't
remain
know.
protected.
Yeah. I mean, is there any other, you want to look for another tweet, or was there, you want to dig deep into something else?
Let me know, man. I mean, maybe we'll have some. Well, that was two good topics. Maybe we can add a third one here. I don't know if you want to split it up into three videos
Yeah. Yeah.
or something, but
Yeah. What else we got?
I know I tweeted some real estate stuff, crypto stuff.
Yeah, I know you tweeted about I mean, people aren't gonna believe housing prices are still going up, but
Yeah, housing prices are up. I think 6 months in a row now.
yeah.
So,
So yeah, how about we talk maybe about housing prices are still going up, but then you also tweeted the next 3 to 15 months, things are gonna get worse.
oh yeah, I didn't know you were gonna hit me with that one. Where was my mind at that moment when I tweeted that?
No, I mean, it's just
Let
kind
me
of
go
like,
back. Um, I think so. I think so. And that's because it's an election year. So I do think things, I mean, you already see it. I mean, I saw gas a week
oh
ago, I
yeah.
put 667, and today on my drive home, it was 697. And I'm talking about like 7 days apart. So if that's not worse, anyone listening, let me know in the comments how that's better. But that's clearly
Yeah.
worse, right? So when the gas goes up, everything else follows. And by that, I mean, it takes a gas to run the truck that ships the veggies to the grocery store, right? It takes gas to maneuver that truck that ships, you know, your frozen meats. So when gas goes up, everything else follows. So just from that perspective alone, I do see things getting worse. Uh, Last time gas prices just went down around this time of year because they emptied out the oil reserves from the military. And again, it was just all political. But we have another political year coming up, right? So that means usually if you look at the cycle of politics, all the bad news is said to come out this last quarter and maybe up until like the first month of the year of election. And then you see both parties working together and right and try to solve the issues. But all they're really doing is just wanting to get reelected. So I do believe things are going to get worse just because that's the trend that's usually been the case when election years are coming up. All the bad news just comes up, you know, quarter four of the previous year and maybe half of quarter one of the year of the election. But we're already seeing it with gas prices. So everything else follows with that, right? And then if you have to get to work, I mean, I've already heard of people calling out because they can't get to work because gas is too expensive, right? Now you miss a day of pay. Maybe you needed that pay to put food on the table, or maybe you needed that pay to pay your electricity bill. And then now electricity is up 30% or whatever. So yeah, I do see things definitely getting worse. I'm just talking from an economic perspective. I mean, we can get all more detailed and down the rabbit hole, but just economic, just numbers wise, I do think it's definitely going to get worse before it gets better. Um, but I'm also looking out, as I mentioned, for that Bitcoin spot ETF because that's going to flood more people into that, and that might be able to turn the tables a little bit in favor of everyday people like you and me.
Do you think the Fed is gonna raise rates anymore at the end of
Oh,
this
for
year, you
sure.
think? You think so?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They just didn't do it to start encouraging people to go spend for the holidays. But I do think there's going to be another rate hike this year and probably a few more. So this whole higher for longer thing or whatever the saying was, yeah, I do see that happening. So that's what I mean by I think I remember now. That's probably why I tweeted things are going to get worse before they get better.
What do you see as maybe the data point that might change their course? Do you think there's anything they're looking at that's gonna continue their pause or pivot or
Ooh, that's tough, man, because everyone has a different agenda and everyone benefits differently, right? So like rich people benefit from inflation because their assets go up. Poor people don't benefit from inflation because everything costs more. Wait, so repeat the question one more time.
Like, do you see anything that the Fed is looking at to kind of determine if they're going to start cutting rates or pivoting, or where
Oh,
they're looking
what
at
they're
as
going to look
saying,
at specifically?
yeah,
So they're going to look at consumer spending, I believe, now that student loans are going to pick up, and they're definitely going to keep an eye on the gas prices. And I think those two things will definitely be a huge factor in in their decision when it comes to raising rates or not. Because if you look at mortgage applications, they're at their lowest since like the 90s now. So whatever their goal was with the real estate market, it looks like they definitely achieved it as far as slowing that down, which isn't doing anything to prices, right?
oh yeah.
But they're definitely going to look at the consumer spending this holiday season, especially with student loans kicking in, and they're definitely going to look at the price of gas to see where it's at by the end of the month or maybe by next meeting.
Do you think the data is lagging though? So all of these rate hikes that we haven't really seen um, the effects in the economy yet.
The Oh yeah, the data is always lagging, right? Like I'm just getting data from home prices in July, so we're looking at almost 60 days now. One, yeah, that the data does lag, and two, um, there was a point in time where they lied about the jobs reports, which
Yeah.
impacts their decision on the interest rates. So that was kind of a WTF moment, like when you were lying about the jobs report, so you can make that decision on the rates. And like I said, it could only get crazier because it is a an election year coming up. But if they've done that in the past, it wouldn't surprise me they can do that again, right? I mean, they even changed the definition of a recession. So, I hope people don't take offense to it. I just want to make people aware of what's going on. So I embrace these questions. Thank you.
No, yeah, I think like you said, it's just the awareness. And I think, you know, like I always tell people, 5, 6 years ago, I didn't pay any attention. I had no clue. But it's just awareness of what's going on around you and how it's affecting you, your neighbor, your coworker, and just what you can do yourself to put yourself in a better position or be prepared. I think that's what's super important. And if you just walk around with blinders, I mean, there's going to be a point where it's going to sneak up behind you and, you're not going to be ready for it.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it that way. Um, because if there's a message that I want people to take from here is that the awareness can help you better prepare, right? So if you knew the trucks were going to stop, then you knew those shelves at the grocery store are going to be empty within 10 days, right? So what would you do different if you knew the trucks were going to stop?
Are you setting me up for a joke
You're
on toilet
you,
paper is going to go, rush and it's going to be all the
no, but an
shelves are gone?
example,
Yeah.
if you knew that though, I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like what would you do if you knew, hey, the last delivery of the truck is October 15th. Like after that, like trucks aren't going to run no more. Then I'd be like, okay, that means the shelves are going to be empty before Halloween. Let me get as much as I can, right? That's what I have control over. All right, let me go stock up on XYZ. Let me go get my pet some food before the truck stop delivering food to PetSmart or whatever. So yeah, it's just to be better prepared, right? That's what you do have control over. So the more you're aware of what's going on, whether you agree or disagree with it, that's not the case. It's This is the information. You're free to do with it what you want.
Yeah. I totally agree, man. But I don't know if toilet paper is going to go in a rush again, but
No, no, that's not the best example now. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I definitely am more well prepared, for anything to happen now than, 5, 6 years ago. My eyes have been opened quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah, that's good, man. You definitely want to be prepared. I mean, especially for everyone listening, if you have a family, you definitely want to be prepared because it doesn't just impact you. Like I can go a day without food, that's fine. I'm not gonna cry about it. But if I have another mouth to feed, they might cry about it, right?
Yeah. And you like you said, you slept or what you bought a condo before you slept in a bed like that. That kind of a lot of people commented on that on our other video that they're just inspired by that and they're amazed that that was part of your journey.
Oh, I don't think I caught those, but thank you. Thank you for the kind message, and I'm glad you guys took that from that video. So yeah, now that you bring it up, right? Like I'm okay with sleeping on the floor. I'm okay with rolling over the mattress and it waking me up because it's too loud. Like I'm okay with all of that, and I'm happy to go ahead and do that all over again, and that's what I have to do to get to the same point I am now. Um, because I'm okay with making those type of sacrifices. I mean, oh, I didn't even add that to the story. I didn't even have electricity.
Eh,
So
in
I
the
moved in and I didn't have electricity yet, right? Not that I couldn't, I just they couldn't come and set it up until like a few days later. But like I was like, that's fine. Like I'm okay with that. I'm gonna sit here with the candle, like that's fine. So one day my kid doesn't have to sit there with the candle unless he wants to tell a scary story or whatever, but not because he has to or she has to. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, and thank you everyone for those kind messages. I'll definitely go take a look and respond to you if
yeah,
if it requires a response.
yeah, it's very inspirational, man. I love it, man.
Thank you.
So yeah, no. So how's I know you're trying to do spaces right now. Yeah, how's that coming along?
I did one X Space, formerly known as Twitter Space. It didn't go that well, but pick myself up and do it again. So for anyone listening, if you're thinking about doing something, just go ahead and do it. The first time is definitely not going to be the best. My first podcast episode wasn't the best. My first YouTube video wasn't the best. My first tweet wasn't the best. But everyone starts from somewhere. Even all the rich people in the world that are investing, 99% of them weren't rich when they started investing. So everyone starts from somewhere. Don't be afraid to be seen starting from the bottom. Don't be scared to mess up because that's how you learn. That's how you grow. And the only way to get better is after you messed up, right? If you messed up, you can only get better from there. You can't get worse. So yeah, I did one Twitter space or one X space, and I look forward to doing more. So if you want to come on, let me know. I'm hosting people on there first, and then I'll eventually host them on my YouTube channel slash podcast pretty soon.
Yeah, I love it, man. So everyone out there, go follow Hugo on Stay Winning Podcast. I mean, he has amazing content and very motivational and inspirational. He has some amazing stories about his journey. And if you haven't heard it yet, go check out some of our previous interviews or chats and, find out his story. But it's very motivational.
Yeah, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
No, yeah. Thanks for taking time again. I know you're super busy and I love doing these. So whenever you have the time, man, let's do it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mark. Thank you for hosting me again, and thank you everyone for tuning in. And hopefully, you took some value out of it. Any questions, send me a message or just leave it in the comment below.
All right. Why don't we leave with a sound or practice something or do something with your new toy and let's put something out. What was that one? What sound was that?
Wow. It doesn't
Oh,
sound like a
okay.
bomb? Yeah, let me know what you guys think of these. We'll probably incorporate them.
Oh, I like that one.
This is the one we're gonna play when Mark buys his first Bitcoin.
Yeah, I like that one too. That one's good.
Yeah, so just something.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one too.
Yeah, go for it, go for it. It's not that expensive.
All right, man. Well, thanks again, and we'll do it again, man.
Hey, thank you, man. Stay winning.
Thanks, man. Bye.